If there's one thing that I've learned on my spiritual journey, it's that there's so much that I don't know. So I'm on a mission to remedy that, to discover what it is that I don't know and to let it transform me in the process. We're back in Fort Wayne, Indiana, to sit down with comedian, massage therapist, and energy worker, Chantel Williams. Watch as she shows us a thing or two. Right into it. How did you get into sound bowls? Like, where does this start for you?
It was actually kind of funny. It came to me.
Gotcha.
So I've been a massage therapist for 20 years. And I had took a class in manual lymphatic drainage. And while I was, I took it in Chicago. While I was there, I saw another class. It was called liposage that I was going to take. And so with the liposage, you massage, it helps like to reduce inches in like your stomach and, your face, your legs, things like that. And so I was just like, oh, if I had $1 for every time I had a client say, if I could, if you could just take this fat off me, and I was just like, right. I need to take this class. And so I was all set to take the class. And it was like 2 weeks before I went to pay for the class. And a friend of mine was going to go with me. And I don't even remember what I was looking at. But the sound healing class popped up.
Gotcha.
And something told me like, that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
And when I hear that little voice, I always listen to it,
Absolutely.
I've learned to listen. So yeah, I was just like, okay. And I messaged my friend. I'm like, did you pay for the other class yet? She's like, no. And I was just like, all right, I'm going to take this sound healing class and I can't do both right now, So I'm like, right. I'm going to put that other class off to the side. And I took the sound healing class and it's literally changed my life. Like I absolutely love it. I became a facilitator for the company I took it through because I loved it so much. So I teach it.
Gotcha.
And then it's funny because my friend I was supposed to do the class with, she ended up taking this class from me. And so neither one of us ever took the other class. Right? So she's doing sound healing also now.
Gotcha.
So yeah, she's in Wabash. If you need sound healing in Wabash.
There you go.
Look for Linda. But yeah, so it just came to me, and like I said, it's changed my life for what it's done for myself, what I've seen it do for clients. Like it's just been amazing.
Gotcha.
What are all the services you offer?
So I offer massage therapy because I've been doing massage for a little over 20 years. I'm also a Reiki master, which is energy work.
Yeah.
So I've been a Reiki master for 15 years. And then I got certified as a crystal therapy practitioner 3.5 years ago. And then I got certified in the sound healing 2.5 years ago. I started looking, because I've been a massage therapist for so long, I'm just like, I don't know how long my body will allow me to keep doing that. Cool. So then I started looking at other things that, still were in the healing field because I love what I do. That I could still do and, branch out into whenever the point comes that I'm not able to massage anymore.
Absolutely. So. Yeah, it's like having a viable plan B that's still in line with your values.
Right. Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been a fun ride.
Awesome. I love that. So how does this work? As healing bowls, they're not just recreation, right? They're like an actual healing modality.
Yes, they are.
So what is it healing and how does it do it?
So each bowl, I don't know.
Yeah, no.
So there's the different bowls. So this is a crystal singing bowl. This one is a Tibetan bowl, the metal bowls. A lot of people are more familiar with Tibetan bowls,
right,
than the crystal ones, just because a lot of people buy just like the little teeny tiny ones that, like a lot of people, you see those, out all the time. And then these are tuning forks. Well, this is one of my tuning forks. So this is a weighted tuning fork. So these you can actually play on the body or off the body.
Gotcha.
So with each of the bowls, they all have a different frequency. So you know, when you play it. And I should probably use this side when I play this one. But you can make them sing. So different frequencies react with the body in different ways.
Gotcha.
So like this bowl right here, this one is a 528 hertz bowl. 528 hertz helps repair DNA. So one day when I had got these little black chairs, my daughter gets her grace from me, and she had stumbled up the stairs like earlier that day. Walking up the stairs, she fell.
Gotcha.
And she hurt her ankle. So when we were bringing these chairs into my office, she was just like, "Oh, I can't help." You know, she's like, "My ankle hurts too bad." It turned out it was sprained, but we didn't know that at that time.
Yeah.
So, you know, I took her to my office and she was sitting down. She took her shoe and sock off and her ankle was like really swollen. I played this bowl over her ankle for like maybe 5 or 10 minutes and the swelling started to go down.
Really?
Yeah. It was crazy. We were both
Hey,
like,
yo.
you know,
Yeah, for
like,
real.
I love to see when stuff, you know,
Yeah.
like works and comes together, you know. But yeah, so the swelling started to go down on her ankle after playing, this bowl over it.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it was crazy. So these are, like I said, the Tibetan bowls. Once again, same concept. Each bowl has a different frequency. Now these I love because you can play them on the body also.
Gotcha.
So, and then there's also different layouts, you know, and there's different, like usually when I play the crystal singing bowls, I play by intuition.
Okay.
With the Tibetan bowls, sometimes I play by intuition, but also there's different layouts to help with different things. So,
Gotcha.
you know, say if you want to do like an aura cleanse or, you know, something for mental clarity or, you know,
kind of like
or
how
whatever.
tarot has spreads where
right.
like there are
Yeah.
different things
So there's different. Yep. It's okay if I play one
absolutely,
on you.
by
Okay.
all means.
So
Do I gotta get up?
no, you can
Okay.
sit there.
Gotcha.
So you can also do like a Tibetan bowl massage. Okay, we'll
gotcha.
just pretend you're laying down, okay, on the table. But so you can feel the vibration.
Yeah.
Even you out here.
Right.
So
that's so energetic. Oh my God.
If I do like individual one-on-one sessions, like with the aura cleanse, I'm just kind of going over the body with the different, you know, bowls. Right. But there's other ones where I have the bowls like surrounding or on you, or, you know, just depending on what the layout is for.
Yeah, like what you needed.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then, like I said, with the tuning forks, this is a weighted tuning fork. This one is for the crown chakra. And once again, the different bowls and tuning forks, they all correlate with different chakras too.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
So this one is okay.
Yeah.
Once again,
okay.
Please. Yeah. So you can see, you can feel it without it touching you. You can feel the vibration. And it's okay if I play it?
Okay. Absolutely.
Oh, that's interesting.
Or say like, if you had a headache, wherever your headache may be, you can put it on that area.
I never would have thought sound bowls for like migraines or headaches. Oh my God. That's a game changer.
I had a client that she was having pain in the back of her head, and it was something I couldn't really get to. So I was like, you mind if I use a tuning fork? And I, did it and went into the back, and she was like, oh my God, she
That's
was like,
fair.
So yeah, so you can.
That's amazing.
Like say you have a pain in your shoulder,
Yeah. I've never seen, I've seen sound bowls before, but I've never seen anybody using sound bowls like part of the body, like against the body. That's such a new
and that's what I love about the sound healing is that there's so much that you can do with it.
Right.
So yeah, did you want to try? But yeah, you can see, you can feel the vibration without. And is it okay if I? Okay. It's okay if I put it on your heart chakra? Okay. Something told me to put it on there for you.
Yeah. You would be correct. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's so different from anything I've seen anyone doing. So that's so cool. And you can feel the energy on very much a physical level, and then you can also feel the energy energetically if in tune with that, like you're intuitive or just feeling that. But to be able to see them both on those levels is incredible.
Yeah.
So like with the tune forks or the sound bowls, can you tell if there's like kind of resistance with it or like?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, you can. So one time I was doing an aura cleanse for a client with the Tibetan bowls. And so you can tell if there's resistance, but you can also tell if somebody has like a high energy field.
Right.
So when I'm doing the aura cleanse, I have 3 different bowls that I use. And, like I said, I just kind of, do it and I go scan across the body, Well, I had this one client where, because like normally, I'll do this and then it'll die off after, you know what I mean? Like I had this one client and I took the bowl and I went to go put it over her. I didn't even hit it. It started singing on its own.
Ooh.
And I was like, that was the first time I had that happen. So I was like, what's going on? It was just like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like every bowl I used, it did that. Like it started singing by itself.
Yeah.
And so when we got done, I was telling her about it. And I'm like, I said, I have to research this because I don't, I'm like, it's the first time this has ever happened, But like in doing research and talking with some people in the group that I'm in, found out it's because she had a high energy field around her. And I was just like, it was just like, and I love when there's like different things that, pop up that I haven't, and I'm just like, oh my God,
Fair.
I'm just like, it's so cool.
Absolutely. So, anytime you can see the actual like physical effect of something that you do when it comes to the energy work field, it's always like mind blowing.
It is.
And it's a little like reaffirming because sometimes you go through and you might have those days where you're like, is this really? And then you remember.
But then you see, you're like, yes, it is. And
we have like the opposite end with readings where we will smudge before.
Oh right.
And like normally we couldn't even get the sage to like stay.
Oh yeah.
And it wouldn't go out.
Wow.
Reading, and I was like, what is happening?
You're like, oh, this person really.
You're like, this
well, I've had that before, like with the bowl, especially like with the crystal singing bowls, where I've had it where I was doing a sound bath for a client and there's a bowl that would not play. Like literally, and I always test my bowls before I start to make sure where I'm sitting, I can and it would not play. And I was just like, okay, thank you. I know, like, I know not to play this one.
Yeah, it's like there's certain things that maybe shouldn't be released that you can take with you when you go.
So, but yeah, it's like I said, it's been an amazing journey from, like I said, for myself And even with emotional releases, because obviously when I'm playing, I'm getting the benefits also.
Yeah.
But like I've had for myself emotional release, and when I say emotional release, it's not always just like you're crying or any, you know what I
Right.
mean? But I've had emotional releases myself where, it'd be like a couple days later and I'd have this release and I'd have the clarity of what I was releasing and what was preventing me from.
Gotcha.
And it would be, sometimes it was things that I didn't even realize I was holding on to.
Like you never know just how far like one action is going to reverberate down the line, because you might do something now and somebody like 3 days from now, as they leave and they're interacting, will their release impact somebody else, somebody else.
Yeah.
And it's like a domino
and it's just
effect.
like it's like a little wave of kindness that just goes
Absolutely,
through.
yeah. Like a little healing.
Right. And that's what I try to, because especially with everything going on in the world right now, it's just like, sometimes or myself, I could say, what can I do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what can I do to help with the craziness?
Right.
And this is my way of helping, to help people emotionally deal with things or, mentally, spiritually, and like you said, it's that ripple effect of when they leave and, they're feeling better, which in turn, they might go home and be kinder to their kids or their husband or coworker or who, you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
So yeah, it's just like, it's a little part that I feel I can do,
it's the impact that matters. It's like it's sometimes it can be a little difficult when you think about how to utilize your power in the best way possible, especially when there's all kinds of ideas about what people should be doing, how people should be doing it. But on a very local level, I can help this person today, and that'll matter, and that'll change something for that person.
Right.
That's very concrete. Okay, this is what I can do to help things in the world, and like they can carry that through. I think that's pretty incredible, and I think that's a good use of free will, good use of your power, I would say.
Yeah. And, not to mention, I'm very blessed to be able to do what I love. And I think that's the most important thing, because, I love what I do. And once again, when I see the impact of how it helps, people, and I've had, few clients that have reached out to me, and that means a lot to me too. When I have somebody, they message me and they're like, I know you can help me, that people trust me to do this with them, because you don't want to. And I always tell people, if you get energy work done, please research the person that you're getting it from.
Absolutely.
You don't want to just get it from anybody.
Yep.
And, the people trust me to, work with them energetically and, know that I will help them the best to my ability, feels good too, know. And, but it's been really weird lately. I've had people, a lot of people that have reached out to me that have lost a loved one and, just to help get through the grieving process. And, it's things like that really just kind of touch home, for me, just to know that I can help them in, that way.
Absolutely. Trust is a hugely valuable thing, especially when it comes to like the spiritual sphere, the energetic sphere. Like having somebody that understands, okay, I like this person, I like their energy, I know they can help. And I trust that they'll help me to get what I need to fix things, to work through some emotions or through some heavy energies. Having somebody to trust or put their trust in you like that is like a big responsibility, but also a big privilege. It's like you're coming to me and I know that you feel safe with me, because very few people have that nowadays.
Yeah. And I was telling somebody the other day, because I worked with a client, she had, an emotional release, like a crying and, and when we got done, and I told a friend of mine, I'm like, I think that was the best compliment somebody could have gave me, is that she said to me, thank you for creating a safe space that I was able to do that and feel comfortable, doing that.
That's incredible.
And I was just, I cried after she left. I cried myself.
I feel you. I would
just
too.
Like, oh, that just touched me, it touched me so much that, it's like sometimes when we're doing things, we don't even realize, and I'm probably sure you guys go through that too. We don't realize the impact that we have on somebody with what we do all the time.
Absolutely.
And that's one thing that I always try to do, is create a safe space for people here, where they can feel comfortable and they need to have an emotional release, whether it's crying or screaming or, whatever, that they feel comfortable that they're able to do that with no judgment or, anything like that. So
It's important to know someone isn't gonna like take advantage of you in those
Right.
vulnerable moments.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
somebody's not trying to like grift you or something.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I feel that. I wanted to touch on when you are meeting with different clients and different people, do you find that anybody have or like misconceptions about what sound bowls are going to do for them or what sound bowls are offering?
Yeah, usually I do. I have a few, like, so usually I go over everything beforehand so that people know. And when I do my Thursday night sound baths, I do that so that people can come in and see what it's about,
Right.
see if it's something that you like or don't like. Before you want to book an individual session, or if you want to book your own group sound bath,
Yeah.
but just so people can get an idea. But the amount of times I can tell you when people hear sound bath and they think it's a literal bath, and they're just like, "Wait, what?" And I'm just like,
"It's gonna be a little awkward."
I'm like, yeah, bring your swimsuit. But I'm just like, no, you're fully clothed. You're just laying down. I'm like, it's called a sound bath because the sound just immerses your body. That's why I said it's called a bath.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's the biggest misconception that people have, is that they think it's an actual bath when they hear sound bath. Yeah. But other than that, I generally, I tell people, because this has been going on since the beginning of time, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like Greeks used it, Chinese culture, like Native Americans. I mean, sound healing has been going on,
Quick question: are sound bowls tied to a like specific culture, tradition, or religion, or is it kind of just like an instrument?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay, gotcha.
Because like I said, there's been different cultures that use it.
Yeah.
And then of course, they say the Tibetan sound bowl. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. That makes sense.
But yeah, it's been used every. I mean, even like the rain sticks and drumming and and I always tell people because people when I talk to people and I try to break it down in just like your general because like some people do hear like sound healing or sound bath and they're like, oh, that must be, but like there's something.
Right.
And the easiest way for me to say something to somebody, I'm like, do you have a favorite song? Does that song make you happy? That's sound healing. If you have a song that makes you sad, that's sound healing. Like
that makes sense.
I said, you're getting sound healing every day if you're listening to music. It's just a matter of how it's
like how it's packaged,
right?
You could say.
Yeah, and it's like most musicians know what hurts to play. What frequency.
Fair.
To like from rock and roll to jazz to this, you know what I mean? They know what frequency to play to bring that emotion out of you.
That makes sense.
So I'm just like, it's the same thing, just different,
It kind of just, I guess, adapts with whatever the culture is that it's immersed in at the time.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, and when I break it down to people like that, and they're just like, oh yeah,
yeah, like, that's not so.
Okay, I can give it a try,
right.
And then I was telling people, and I have like people that are like, oh, I don't think I like that because I can't ever quiet my mind, or I can't, I can't. And I'm just like, you know what, just try it one time. I said I've had clients that have said the same thing, and it's worked for them. Now, will that work for you? I can't say, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But I always say, just come, give it. Can't hurt to try it, and
it's not like you're going to be worse.
Right. Yeah. I will say, like, if somebody has any medical devices like pacemakers, insulin pumps, things like that, consult your doctor first, just because different frequencies can cause different things to work differently.
That makes sense.
So if you have any medical issues like that, I would say, consult a doctor. But yeah, I also am working on a program for kids.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, because once again, with all the craziness that I see going on, I just want to, do something for kids, start young where they can have the same thing, emotional releases, and just to get kids learning about healing in different ways, and parents. So, because like last year I got certified in sound healing for neurodivergent kids.
Ooh, okay, gotcha.
So that's something I'm working on, a program for like kids with autism.
Yeah.
So I'm still in the process of, I want to do it for the kids, but also for the parents, but also something that to teach them things that they can do at home. on their
Absolutely.
own also. But I'm also going to start doing sound baths for different age kids too, because like I have a granddaughter. She's 6 now, and so she would get so mad because my oldest daughter and my older grandkids will come do the sound baths, and she's
Sounds
like,
about right.
"I wanted to come. I can go. I
Yeah.
can. You know." So like one day I brought her in. I said, "I'm gonna do one just for." I did one for her and my 6-month-old grandson.
Oh, nice.
And so, and she just looked like she just curled up on her little yoga mat, the blanket, and she was just laying there, you know, like, so I did the crystal singing bowls, and then I did some Tibetan bowls afterwards. And then I let her play with my little Tibetan bowls.
That's awesome. I feel like that's,
I have
sorry. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
there are two different questions. So you said you've been doing Reiki for like
15 years.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so over a decade. So how do you feel like the spiritual space has kind of shifted in like 15 years? Do you feel like it's kind of stayed the same? Do you feel like it's changed?
No, it's definitely changed a lot. So the Reiki I took was the Asui Reiki.
Okay.
And I see now there's like so many different, you know, there's like the fire, holy fire, I think it's called holy fire. And I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, you know.
Yeah, they have,
but there's like a bunch of different, you know, when I started, that was those things, or that I was aware of, didn't, you know, didn't exist. Well, I know that holy fire one, I think that just started like maybe, I mean, more recent years.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I guess with anything, you know, like things evolve, things change, but you still have your, you know, but yeah, things are always changing. There's always new, you know, modalities. And it's kind of like, so like I said, I went to massage school, gosh, about 20, you know, a little over 20 years ago. When I was in massage school, we were taught you can't massage people with cancer because it would make it spread. Now we know that's not true now, you know, but so once again, you know, things, as you learn more things, you know what I mean? Things change, things evolve. And, you know, so now, you know, it's like I'm certified in oncology massage also, you know what I mean? So it's like, so things that, you know, were thought back then, you know, so everything changes, I feel like, with, you know, over time.
Absolutely.
So I don't know kind of what Reiki is, how it works. How does that work?
So with Reiki, once again, it's energy work. And what it does is it helps you to balance the body, balance your energy in your body to help heal itself. Yeah. So I'm not taking any of your energy. I'm not giving you any of my energy. And what it is, so with Reiki, you don't have to touch the client. So there are different positions that you do, you know, that you're kind of scanning over the body. Generally, if I have a client that hasn't had Reiki done before, I will just lightly place my hands in the position, just because sometimes people freak out when they're feeling something, but you're not touching them, you know? So even when you're touching them, sometimes people are just like, well, you know, like, so there was one time, I'm originally from Michigan, and I worked at a place downtown Ann Arbor, and they had two separate, like they had a building that was just like for chair massage, and then they had a different building for like your table, you know, where you get undressed and things like that. So I was doing a chair massage for this gentleman, and something told me to give him some Reiki. So, you know, I asked him, I said, hey, is it okay if I do a little bit of Reiki on you? And he's like, you know, he didn't know what it was. So I explained it to him. He's just like, yeah, that's fine, you know. So I'm doing his back. So I lightly put my hands in, you know, the position on his back. And then, you know, I go to the second position. He's like, oh, so what are those hot stones? And I was like, no, it's my hands. And he's like, no, I feel heat. He's like, you're holding some hot stones or something, right? And I was like, no, it's my hands. Like he literally thought I was lying, and he reached back and grabbed my hand and was like, oh, that's so cool. You know, he's like, I thought you had some hot stones or something. You know? So yeah, it's like, so yeah, even, you know,
that's crazy.
Like sometimes, you know,
I think going into a little bit of like preconceived notions or ideas about Reiki that I try to keep an open mind when I go through anything, but I think I gotta I think I've had experience before where I've seen it, and from the outside looking in, especially at the space that I was in, it didn't really look as
like you're
like
doing
potent
it
or
right.
like a very
Yeah, and Reiki, that's another one. When I took that class, that was like life changing for me, because like when I took my first Reiki, my Reiki 1 class, everything I touched, I could feel the energy in it. Like it was
Gotcha.
so like I could touch his table and feel the vibration of, you know, like the energy. And I was just like,
Nice.
you know, like
Yeah,
once again, it's like,
absolutely. That would have been me.
you know, it's like, and
I just be touching everything.
I did, and it's like there. So I took this quantum energy class when I lived in Michigan, and as part of the class, the instructor had passed out like crystals to everybody.
Okay.
Right.
And I had a rose quartz. And so we had to sit across from somebody and hold the crystal and just kind of concentrate on what this person might be thinking, right? Like they were told to think something and we had to see if we could pick it up.
Yeah.
So, you know, we did that. We get done with the exercise. My thumbprint was imprinted into that crystal.
Snap.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this is mine. I'm keeping it.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
It's just like, but now I'm sure you've held a rose quartz crystal before. Yeah. You know how hard it is. It's not like it's a soft.
No.
Yeah. My thumbprint was in that crystal.
That's crazy.
And I was just like, I still have that crystal. This was over 20 years ago. Like, I still have that crystal.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
have that, like,
I keep it in a drawer. Yeah. I keep it in my house in a drawer.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's just, you know, when you see things like that, that is just like, that hits home like, wow, this, you know what I mean? Like there's so much that we don't know about ourselves and energy and frequencies and, you know, like things like that.
Those are the very like impressionable moments where you're like, oh, there's still a lot more that's out there.
That I can learn. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's, you know, like I said, it's just been an incredible journey for me. And it's been that, and I just want to share it with share it with everybody.
That's what I'm talking about.
I have to say, everybody that I've had do it so far has enjoyed it.
Gotcha.
You know, my mom just came to town recently, and my mom is 75. So this would have been her second, because like when I was doing my classes, she was one of my practicals. You know, she came to town and did a practical for me. So that was the first time she had a sound bath done. So she came, and it was the second time, and she brought 4 of her friends with her from Michigan, and they're all older women. You know, Mom, if you see this,
it's all
they're
love.
Still young. Yeah. They're all very young and spry, but none of them had ever had a sound bath before.
Gotcha.
And they all loved it. Like, oh my God, like I feel so good. I don't even want to move, you know?
So is there anything that that you have going on? Any projects, any things that you would like to let people know about?
So Thursday nights, I do the sound baths by donation at 7:30. Address 3030 Lake Avenue, Suite 22. But for August, I will just be doing August the 7th and August the 21st. But after that, it'll be every Thursday night at 7:30. And then, you know, just check my Facebook, Purple Amethyst Healing. And I post, like, if I add extra ones or, you know, I will post that on there. But once again, I am working on a children's sound bath. And then I'm also going to be working on, I haven't figured out the day yet, but like doing like Facebook Live videos
Gotcha.
Cool. To do a sound bath then. So I'm thinking either early morning, I'm still trying to decide early morning to get people's day started, or later in the evening, like as people are winding down.
Right.
But that's something that I'll be doing soon also.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so keep a lookout. You can follow her on Facebook and stay tuned with what's going on.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.